draws people into this store to where they're making sandwiches.
I noticed you guys are eating a lot of junky stuff.
Yeah, I know it's not healthy, but like you could do it like at least once in like a week and stuff, because it's not really healthy. You can get fat.
Are you sure you don't eat it every day?
Not every day, but I'm not gonna lie, I do eat it often, like very often.
One kid is pushing away the goodies for a nice, healthy bottle of water.
Like, eating healthy is good, but like if they want to eat like let's say a Snicker bar, it's all right, but like don't eat a lot.
But worry not. Training and food education are also part of the plan at Lupita's Market.
Yes, I mean, who knows? If I could teach a class of, you have $5 or you got $10, how can you eat healthy with those $5?
More choices, more access, and more education just might mean more residents develop a taste for healthy. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
Turning now to LAPD's latest graduation ceremony as 52 new Los Angeles police officers take the oath to protect and serve. We were there for their special day.
I'm feeling mixed emotions. I'm joy, proud, I'm just excited to hit the streets and make a difference.
A proud moment for Rodrigo Soria as he officially becomes part of the force at the Los Angeles Police Department, the second largest in the nation. He and 51 others and their families gathered at the Academy's graduation ceremony to mark the transition.
What stands out for me the most is what the badge represents. It's known across the world, not just the nation, across the world, and that's something that stands out to me the most. It's regarded as one of the best academies in the nation, and I'm proud to have completed it.
Officer Soria, a resident of the San Fernando Valley, worked in retail before joining the LAPD, and that's where he made friends with a few police officers who guided him into being a cop.
When I was 18 working for Nordstrom, the Los Angeles Police Department officers would respond to our store to pick up the shoplifters, and then just the positive interactions that I had with them encouraging me, giving me guidance, pushing me towards applying and leaving that job behind, is something that really did it for me.
Lorena is Officer Soria's mom. She says that the police academy helped her son become a man who wants to be a positive role model.
He has taken an oath to serve his community, and he's going to do it to the best of his ability. I feel very proud.
They represent the best of the City of Angels. We've chosen very carefully. It's difficult to become a police officer in this city because of the rigors that we require, not just your emotional intelligence and physical capabilities, but your heart. What's your character?
Officer Sampson is feeling all kinds of emotions as his career starts with the LAPD. Originally from Tampa, Florida, and a veteran from the Navy, he's excited for his new chapter as an LAPD officer.
It's almost unreal. I almost can't believe it, how far I've come compared to where I was the first day.
And now, as part of the LAPD family, these officers will protect and serve us all.
Want to buy some art? Well, LA is the place to be. Gil Reyes takes us to the city's biggest art show of the year.
The LA Convention Center, home to the E3 Gaming Expo, the LA Auto Show, and so many other events, hosted the LA Art Show for its 24th year. Executive Director Cassandra Voyages told us why it's unlike any other art show on the planet.
The beauty of this show is that you can visit so many galleries in one space and so many different types of artwork.
When the LA Art Show first got started back in 1994, there were just 14 galleries and 250 attendees. Now it has grown to over 130 galleries and art institutions with tens of thousands of people attending.
Timothy Yarger, a Beverly Hills gallery owner, showed us this original David Hockney, valued at $350,000. And don't adjust your television sets. These are artist Mads Christensen's Lightworks, made with energy-efficient LEDs, a hot seller at $32,000 a pop.
Part of the reason that Mads Christensen has touched collectors and buyers so deeply is that unlike a static work of art that's in your home, you might enjoy it, but these change constantly. So the emotional and visual experience has a lot of stamina. The other thing that's important, it's not on a loop. It never repeats itself.
Like cars? Well, they had cars too. An LAPD black and white, but actually just half of one. there was art from all over the world. And closer to home, from ArtShare LA, based in downtown's Arts District. The space nurtures up-and-coming artists.
We focus on giving artists access, and we really kind of want to stay ingrained in the downtown community, so we thought S.C. Marrow would be the perfect artist to bring here.
S.C. Marrow, a Skid Row artist, made this piece with 6,600 pennies.
A lot of my work is about the transmutation or transformation of materials, but the underlying message is about the transformation of the individual souls.
Which will no doubt be inspired at every colorful corner of the LA Art Show.
Folks at the LA Art Show say prices for individual works range between $6,000 to $1 million. I'll take 2, please. And they were off. Hundreds of runners turned out for the half marathon and 5K run through iconic Griffith Park. Grab your running shoes and see if you can keep up with our own Councilmember David Rue.
Set! Good morning. I am proud to be here on the world famous, the largest urban park in the nation, Griffith Park, to host the 5th annual Griffith Park Run.
We're really happy to put on this event every year. The LA Parks Foundation raises money for our city parks, all 450 of Los Angeles' city parks.
Came here to Griffith Park today, had a great day.
I had a fantastic day for the 5K, and what a beautiful day with so many thousands of people running.
Oh, I think it's great. It gets people out to the Griffith Park, more involved.
I love it. I used to do the half marathon. A little bit tough on my legs because it's on the road, but the 5K is just enough.
Beautiful place, beautiful weather, and awesome people, so I'm really happy to take part here.
Over at Dodger Stadium, Dodger Mania was at a fever pitch as fans donned their favorite blues for the 7th annual Dodgers Fan Fest. Check it out.
Dodgers.
We're here at Dodgers Fan Fest. Woo! It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to lay down in the field that the Dodgers play on.
My community would come to see my team in my community.
As a super fan, I have fun with it. I've been doing this since 2012.
It's going to be a great year for Dodgers.
It's awesome to see that as much as we give and we love the Dodgers, they give back.
So I was standing over there and Justin Turner came up and he touched my hand, and I'm never washing this hand because Justin Turner touched it.
This next story can't get any cuter. A newborn at the LA Zoo is getting lots of attention, but he's growing fast, so you better hurry.
So we had our Poodoo fawn born here at the Los Angeles Zoo. He's out on exhibit for everyone to see with his mom and dad. He is still pretty small and he has the spots. And at about 3 months old, he's going to be full grown. This is the first time in a while we've had an exhibit of Poodoo, so we're really excited for guests to be able to see them.
So when we announced on social media, it was just going to be, here's a really cute baby animal that you can enjoy. Started to see responses on social media from people saying, oh, looks just like Haechon. Oh, that Poodoo should be named Haechon. And we were all like, what's that? Who is that? Started to look into it, and fans of the K-pop group NCT have already said that the singer Haechon resembles a Poodoo. So our baby Poodoo is now named Haechon, and you can visit him at the LA Zoo with his parents Steph and Mario. And he'll be full size, grown up pretty soon. So if you want to see him with his spots, looking like an adorable little fawn, you should come soon.
Good news when it comes to crime in our city. The mayor puts his presidential bid to rest. And a new program helps put more boots on the ground to keep neighborhoods safe. All this in City Beat.
The two things I love the most, my family and my city, are right here in LA. So I've decided not to throw my hat into the ring to run for president in 2020.
Ending months of speculation, LA Mayor Eric Garcetti has chosen not to seek the Democratic nomination for president, indicating he'll stay right here and continue to helm LA's continuing advances in technology, economics, and humanitarian issues. To that, the mayor announced that major crime in Los Angeles has dropped significantly since last year. These decreases directly correlate to the mayor's initiative in getting more officers out from behind desks and back on the street. Councilwoman Nury Martinez announced a new volunteer community patrol program at LAPD Mission Division. The program is designed to support ongoing LAPD efforts in the Valley.
I'm going to ride along with one of the teams that we're going to go look for stolen vehicles. These community members are all volunteers, leaders in their neighborhoods, so they know every square inch of these neighborhoods in this community, and they're the extra eyes and ears for the police department.
From one-of-a-kind jewelry, paintings, and arts and crafts, the East LA Art Walk highlights the work of local talent and delivers quite a block party.
East LA Art Walk, it's a community organized event. It's been happening for 5 years at the corner of First Street and Indiana, and it happens on the second Sunday of each month. Rain, shine, or lightning. When we came up with the idea of the art walk, we wanted for something to be educational and beautifying for the community at the same time that it brought additional foot traffic for the local businesses.
We bring a vibe to the community every second Sunday, and I know it's appreciated because we always have a dance floor in front of my booth. We try to bring a diverse pool of entertainment.
We have local vendors, local designers, we have painters, local crafters that live within 2-mile radius, East LA Boyle Heights Commerce area, who come and partake of the event. The local community gets to appreciate the art.
We do a silk screening workshop as well with Cote Arte Studios. It allows the community to come and actually learn how to print, as well as create their own stencils so they can make their own art and kind of hopefully spark the next generation to be young artists and entrepreneurs as well.
It's free for the public, it's family friendly, pet friendly, LGBTQIA friendly. We are making sure that we are catering to all of these subcultures within our community.
We're trying to create a thriving economy for artists and entrepreneurs to exist. We're trying to create more business and more wealth in our communities of color. Everybody should at least experience it one time and find out for themselves how awesome it is.
But if unique food is more your thing, check out Smorgasburg LA. It's got everything you can think of, from lobster, whole fried fish, Cuban sandwiches, and ice cream. All of my favorites. It's LA's top destination for every taste. Hope you're hungry.
Zach Brooks. I'm the general manager of Smorgasburg LA. SMO.
Well, the event is based on like food. They have all different types of vendors, people who have different little shops, so definitely something that's fun to come to on Sundays.
So Smorgasburg's actually a New York company. It started in New York, where we run a bunch of different markets. It opened in LA 2.5 years ago, but it's not a New York market plopped down in LA. It's actually a LA market. All the vendors are from here in LA.
Well, honestly, this is the first time here. We're driving all the way from Riverside. Everything looks pretty nice.
There's a lot of variety and diversity around. There's a lot of different foods you could try out. Definitely a lot of delicious food.
Well, I mean, it's some of the best food in Los Angeles. I have my friends here with me from out of town. They're from West Virginia, and I just wanted them to have a very good experience.
There's pretty much something for everybody here. You can find every kind of food imaginable. We have some of the best Mexican food in LA.
From seafood to vegan to Cuban, Puerto Rican.
They have food vendors, they have ice cream vendors, they have beer vendors.
We have Middle Eastern food, Asian food, barbecue.
We want to try the lobster down there.
You're 100% free to get in every single Sunday from 10 to 4, and we have a huge parking lot that is free for 2 hours.
Don't eat breakfast. Don't eat breakfast before you come here.
Smorgasburg LA happens every Sunday, so grab your bib and stretchy pants and visit la.smorgasburg.com. A new music series is about to take center stage, help connect those experiencing homelessness with service providers, and celebrate Black History Month during a Pan-African Film and Art Festival. All this and things to do.
Explore music, ideas, and the spoken word through Compose LA, an ambitious music presentation and companion lecture series happening in storied music venues throughout Los Angeles. In this inaugural workshop, Clock Shop LA will host a symposium entitled Nicole Mitchell's Spiderweb. Don't miss Compose LA, beginning Saturday, February 9th at 7:30 p.m. Clock Shop LA is located at 2806 Clearwater Street. For more information, visit clockshop.org. The Los Feliz Connect Day event is looking for a few good volunteers. The goal is to connect people experiencing homelessness with employment counselors, health professionals, and other service providers. Lend your helping hand to the Los Feliz Connect Day, happening Saturday, February 12th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Friendship Auditorium. To volunteer for the event, email cd4.issues@lacity.org. Head on down to the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza for the 27th Annual Pan-African Film and Arts Festival. The festival features over 170 new Black films from around the world and exhibits from over 100 fine artists and unique craftspeople. Treat yourself to the Pan-African Film and Arts Festival happening February 7th through the 18th at the Cinemark Ray 15 Theaters at Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza. For details, visit paff.org. And that's a look at some things to do.
That's it for this edition. I'm Umayma Rashid. From all of us here at LA This Week, thank you for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.
I never wanted to be a firefighter because you're running into the building when people are running away from the building. They kept encouraging me to come out to the station and just ride out. So I did, and I rode out and I fell in love with it. I like teaching people on what to do. I like seeing them learning, and I like educating our public to help us be safe and help them be safe. Because of my background in sports medicine, I also help start candidate advancement program where we help candidates learn what it's like to physically prepare for the fire department. The Los Angeles Fire Department offers both men and women's equal opportunity to succeed in however they want. Some people want to stay firefighters and they want to do really good at that, and that's great. Some people want to promote to different parts of the department and serve in different ways, and so I feel like the department gives everybody the opportunity to do that.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you all to City Hall, to Los Angeles City Council. Today is Tuesday, February 5th. Madam Clerk, we have a quorum. Would you please call the roll?
Blumenfeld, Bonin, Buscaino, Cedillo, Harris Dawson, Weezer, Koretz, Krikorian, Martinez, O'Farrell, Price, Rodriguez, Rue, Smith, Wesson. 12 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. First order of business.
Approval of the minutes.
O'Farrell moves, Rue seconds. Next.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Weezer moves, Koretz seconds. Next.
Mr. President, there is a request to continue item 6 for 2 weeks to February 19th.
So ordered.
Items 1 through 5 are items noticed for public hearing. There are cards on all items.
Okay, then continue.
Items 7 through 27 are items for which public hearings have been held. A motion is required for item 18. Would you like to hold that on the desk?
Yes, please, and let's vote on the remaining items. In fact, why don't we begin with our flag salute? All right? We'll be led today by if all in the council chambers could please rise. We'll be led today in our flag salute by Mr. Greg Smith.
President, please rise and place your hand over your heart and repeat with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Okay, Madam Clerk, where were we?
That takes council back to items 7 through 27. And item 18 is being held, so the council can vote on 7 through 27, except 18.
Okay, let's hold that and let's prepare to vote on the remaining items. Open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
Brings us where?
And Mr. President, that then takes council back to presentations or general public comment.
Okay, there's no multi-comment. Okay, well, why don't we hold off on the public comment at this time, and we'll go into our presentation. If I can ask Ms. Martinez to take the president's chair.
Plan on being a star. Let me tell you, it's always cool
just don't mind sometimes if you act the fool at the car wash. Oh, 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 talking about the car wash, yeah. Come on, y'all, and sing it for me. Car wash. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Car wash, yeah. Work and work. Well, those cars never seem to stop coming. Work and work. Keep those bags and machines humming. Work and work. My fingers to the bone. Work. If I can't wait till it's time to go home. Hey, get your car washed today. Fill up and you don't have to pay. Come on and give us a play. Give us right away. Car wash. Talking about the car wash. Car wash, yeah. Come on, y'all, and sing it with me. Car wash. Sing it with feeling, y'all. Car wash, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Those cars never seem to stop coming. Well, I say, keep those bags and machines humming. Let me tell you, it's always you.
Good morning. Let's give a round of applause because we're all alive. Let's give a round of applause because we're all walking around. Madam President, members of the Los Angeles City Council, I'd like to request that Mr. Price and Mr. Harris Dawson come up and join me at this time. You guys know, or at least my colleagues know, that I don't say a lot, but when I have something to say, when there is something that means a lot to me, something that is very important, then I will definitely speak my piece. Today is a very, very, very important day as we begin our city's celebration of today. I'm just going to say Black History Month.
There you go.
I want you guys to kind of go along with me on this for a moment. I want you to think back. Think about every television commercial you've watched. Every time you turn on the television, and every movie that you might have gone and seen. So now are you riffing with me on this? Now what I want you to do is imagine every commercial, imagine every movie that you saw, imagine every television program that you saw, and never really seeing anybody that looked like you. Would make you wonder if there was a place for you in this great country of ours. Now, the people that are standing with me today and sitting here today, they are the reason why you can turn on the television today, you can go to the theater today and see David and see Asian actors and see Jose and Gilbert Latino actors. The people that are here with me today are the reason why you can go and to the theater and see black actors. The people that are with me today, because of them, Mr. Bonin and Mr. O'Farrell, you can go and look on the silver screen and see gay and lesbian actors. These are the trailblazers of television. And what we do today on this day, we declare it Blacks in Cinema Day. Give them a round of applause. In the late 60s, Hollywood, Mr. O'Farrell, was struggling. The studios were going broke. They didn't know what they were going to do. And then all of a sudden, a guy by the name of Van Peebles came up with this idea. And he created a movie called Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song. And it was black people, and it was a little racy, and the black people were the stars of the movie. There was sex in it. It was rated X, which really helped the movie. The movie made, in fact, it was the first X-rated movie I ever went to. The movie made money. No, the first X-rated movie I ever saw in a movie house. It made a small fortune. And so MGM, that was going under, did research and said, you know what? Over 30% of the people, 30% of our audience is black. So they came up with a movie called Shaft that made over $12 million, which was a lot of money back then in North America alone, and it saved the industry. The people that are here with us today saved Hollywood in the 60s and the 70s. So today we are going to honor them. Now, Antonio Vargas, who's here today, I read something where he said that he and a lot of the people here stand on the shoulders of the actors that came before them. And he was right in saying that. But it's these people that are here today that broke down the doors of Hollywood, and because of what they've done, any kid can dream. Like Nuri Martinez says, if you can see it, you can be it. Because of these people, there are young people all over the world that are dreaming to be actors, directors, and stunt people, and what have you. So today, we're going to highlight them. Another thing that I want to say is that even though all of us have always believed, we have always known that black was beautiful, not everybody knew that. Just us. The commercials, bleaching cream, make us look lighter. They had hair products that would straighten your hair. Brill cream, a little dab will do you. Because of our beautiful culture, because of our unbelievably beautiful women that were the stars of these African American movies, these blaxploitation movies, that changed. People began making products for people of color. That was an important accomplishment in this country. Another thing we're going to honor today, not another thing, but a group of people, the Black Stunt Men and Women Association. I think they started out with about 37 of them. Do you know, members and anybody that's listening to my voice on television or on council phone, that they used to use white actors to be stunt doubles for black people. They had a process called paint down, where they'd use camera angles and paint them dark. In fact, last year, in the movie Gotham, which is a television series now, they had to stop that. And because of the black stunt men and stunt women, now stunts are performed by people of color. So we want to highlight that. Also, there was a brother by the name of Babu, a big, strong brother, who had this crazy dream, and he was supported by Danny Glover, and he said he wanted to do a Pan-African, a black film festival. Nobody believed that it could happen. People gave him a little token bit of money to get this started, figuring they would just send him away. This has been going on for almost 3 decades, so we want to introduce you to one of the most successful Pan-African film festivals in the whole world. So we're going to highlight that today. And Mr. Price is going to be the member that will give you more particulars on the black stuntmen and stunt women. It is just so... The people that are here today, I grew up with them. I watched them. I love them. They are the reason why I am the person that I am today, because they taught me to believe that I could go as far as my imagination and my abilities would take me. They're the guys that changed the world for so many of us. We had this great movie last year, Black Panther. Made $1 gazillion. Well, ladies and gentlemen, these are my Black Panthers. These are the people that inspired me. These are the people that made me try to be the best that I could be. So let's get this party started, and let's kick off this Blacks in Cinema Day. And I want to kick it off to my brother from another mother, Marquis. Well, which one of you guys want to arm wrestle to see who goes first? I'll go first. You better be good. You're sitting next to the hammer. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the councilman of the new 9th District, Curran Price.
Thank you, Mr. President, members, family, friends. It's just an honor to be with you today. Today we celebrate African American Heritage Month, and we pause to celebrate the contributions of some of the greatest heroes and sheroes of all time. We rise in celebration to honor the legacy of leaders, dreamers, doers, and change makers, those sung and unsung. I'm proud that as a part of this year's Blacks in Cinema exhibit, we turn the lens and tell the stories behind strong black leading men and women. I would be remiss if we failed to include the stunt men and stunt women who fought just as hard for representation and inclusion during a time they felt invisible and ignored. We recognize their bravery and courage to command the spotlight and forever changed not only the course of Hollywood history, but American history. The Black Stuntmen and Women's Association was formed in the late 60s in response to unfair racial discrimination faced by stunt men and stunt women of color. And this morning, we have the special treat as we are joined by surviving members of the association. We acknowledge their trailblazing efforts to put an end to the paint down practice referred to earlier by our president, a practice whereby white stuntmen was made to appear black. These individuals broke barriers and helped pave the way for increased diversity in Hollywood. Because of them, black stuntmen and stuntwomen were seen and heard. They were mistreated on the set. They were forced to train themselves in jobs, and they were denied access to inadequate safety equipment. But that didn't stop them. Thanks to their trailblazing efforts, Hollywood studios hire more people of color, not just on the big screen, but across the industry. Now, it's my pleasure to present the Black Stuntmen and Stuntwomen's Association.
righty. All right, thank you for coming. Brother.
Yes.
Eddie Smith.
Alex Brown.
Go.
Oh.
Let me present the President, Alex Brown.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know, this is truly, truly an honor and a true pleasure to stand here before you all and be honored like this because, you know, we had a very long fight. And I don't have much to say because I'll say the councilman and the president, and I was just thinking, you know, usually when you get to go to a president's house invited, that you don't get pizza and cold French fries, but not here. We had a full course meal, and I'm proud to say that our president don't serve cold French fries. And I just kind of want to mention the fact that the founder, we can't help but mention the fact that our founding person was a guy named Eddie Smith, who was just about her President Western size. Now, he was small but mighty. I mean, everybody in Hollywood knew Eddie Smith. And it was because of him that we would go places and he wouldn't see any black faces or some white guy that's painted down. Now, here's a very notable point. The white stunt guys was also dubbed them white women. So when that happened, they didn't realize what was going on. So the stunt guys would put on wigs and dresses and drive those buckboards and horses, right? So it was because of us that helped the white stunt girls get an association too, you know? See, they didn't think they were in trouble until they stopped losing money, right? We had to fight because once we began to take jobs from them, we had very dangerous situations. You're only good as the person you work with. If the person don't like who you're working with, you're doing stunts, you're subject to put your life in danger. However, we made it, we survived it. We here today standing before you all, including the Black History Monument in September. We were entered into the Black History Museum. So I'm really proud of the fact that we have come a very long way. And in saying that, I know we got time, we got other people, but I wanna present our president with a black stump and make him an honorary person.
All right.
Here's a T-shirt for Mr. President.
All right. Thank you, sir.
And here is your, put it in your office. Don't just put it in the drawer, please.
No, this.
You know? And if we could just stand in front of the podium so if we could just get everybody in this picture, because if we don't get everybody in the picture, they're going to be mad. If we get the...
Mr. Price, it's upside down. There you go. Now straighten it out. It looks lopsided. There you go. Perfect. Perfect.
Where is she?
Right here.
Is she in the picture?
Yes.
Please, guys, help us because we have to live with this if we don't do this.
Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Now I'd like to call to the mic from the great 8th District, Marquise Harris Dawson. Give Marquise a round of applause.
Keep moving, guys.
Good morning, everybody. I want to begin my comments. I'm a little giddy here, standing next to Fred the Hammer Williamson. You'd have, sir, the distinct honor of when I was a little boy, you made me want to drink beer, because you were the toughest person on television, and you had a beer commercial, King Cobra. That's right. And but I want to begin by asking the entire room and all of my colleagues to join me in giving a big round of applause to our president, Mr. Herb represents the community, but loves the community and can see the best in us and can see the beauty in us. And you can see that with the group that's been assembled here today. When I was coming up, you all had won a lot of the struggles. So there were a handful of black television shows, either in reruns or on television. And so when we were kids, we would flip around to try to get to the show that had our folks on it. And today, when I look in the audience, I feel like I'm doing that flip around. So at 1 hour, I was watching Welcome Back, Carter, and I see we have someone here from that. And then I'd flip over to 227, and then Good Times, right? And a host of other shows, and all the stars are here today, so it's very, very exciting. My job this morning, which I will get to now, is to introduce the leader of the world's greatest Pan-African Film Festival that takes place in South Los Angeles in the 8th District. It is the Pan-African Film Festival, and its leader is with us here today, Ayuko Babu. He's the founder of the film festival. Yes, let's give him a big round of applause. When Babu started the film festival, folks said you couldn't do a successful film festival, that it wouldn't be financially solvent, it wouldn't be well organized, and you wouldn't have good content. And now at the Pan-African Film Festival, some more than a few decades later, you have films from all over the world. You have African films from Latin America. You have African films from Europe, African films from Asia, African films from the continent, and certainly African-American films that are featured there. And it isn't just a movie show. There's also visual arts, there are sculptures, there's performance art. Really, the creative community of Los Angeles and the world beats a path to the corner of Crenshaw and King Boulevard to attend the Pan-African Film Festivals. The stories that are told there are stories of struggle and stories that make us and show us as the everyday, hardworking, family-loving people that we are. We are very, very proud to have this event in our district, and all of us, Councilmember Price and Wesson, we all support the event. We all get by there to see a movie, and we all are supportive of the Pan-African Film Festival. And so today we want to recognize the leader of the film festival, its founder, Babu. Come on up.
Good morning. First, I want to say the festival would not exist if it was not for the folks who are here. Yeah. They laid the foundation. They showed us how to be strong, how to work, how to handle things, how to think, how to figure out how to be 1 foot, deal with Hollywood, and be independent at the same time. They all showed us how to do that. The other important thing is this. Film festivals, these kind of recognitions do not exist without folks who are in city power and in state power. And that's extremely important. For instance, the Cannes Film Festival is run by the French government in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It's not private. So one of the things that's made us be successful is LA City Council President Herb Wesson Jr. From the day we met him when he was with Yvonne years ago to now, he's always understood culture, understood the need for this, and has put and pushed and made it possible. So we always got to be supported by the city, the state, the county, and of course the people. The people buy the tickets to make this possible. So I want to thank everybody. It's fantastic. We're going to start on Thursday. It's going to be fantastic. 170 films, 175 artists from around the world, and we have one of the artists from Nigeria. I wanted you to meet one of the ladies that these folks influenced. When she heard about all the folks who are going to be here, she said, I got to come. Because she was sitting in Nigeria and was looking at, she's one of the big stars in Nigeria, Stephanie Linus.
Wow. Thank you, everyone. Good morning. Thank you, Council President, for making this happen. I feel so elated to be here in your presence, and I'm in awe when I met all the wonderful people I've seen on TV and how they've influenced us also in Africa. And I just feel that one person who opens the door opens a flood of opportunities for all of us to follow. And I hope as filmmakers that we take our craft very seriously, because it's a tool that we can use to change our world, to engage people, to change perception, and just make a world a better place for all of us. And also coming from Africa, I think there is need for us from Africa to connect, especially with the African Americans, so that we can break all the barriers that we have and all the misunderstanding that we have. And that's why Pan-African Film Festival is so important to us, because we see it as an avenue where we can all connect. So I'm so happy to be here, and I hope we continue to tell wonderful stories to create a better world for all of us. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Okay. And before I go into the next portion, or the next group of people that we want to recognize and honor, I know, Mr. Harris Dawson, you may not remember this, but Mr. Price and I definitely remember this. When I was young and we'd go to the movies, my father would always make sure that we got to the movie early. And I just couldn't understand that. So one day I said, Dad, why is it that we have to come to the movies early? And he said, because there's a brother in the movie and the brother gets killed, and it's usually in the beginning.
Yeah, that happened in Jurassic Park. So.
and I was joking with a great actor that's here with us today, Richard Lawson, and his wife. And give Richard a round of applause. And there was this television series called V, about visitors from outer space that were taking over the world, and he was this hotshot, good-looking, handsome doctor, brilliant, and they killed his behind in the first episode. So I learned you have to get to the movie early to make sure you see the brother. All right, I'm gonna now call up our next group of honorees. Hit it, maestro. Babu, Auko Babu. Let's recognize Janae Dubois, Danny Glover, the Black Stuntmen and Women's Association, Ben Caldwell from Leimert Park, Diane Carroll, Deborah Martin Chase, Bill Duke. Bill, come on up. Art Evans, Antonio Vargas, Ron Finley, Dorian Fletcher, Ian Fox, Sheila Frazier, Superfly, Angela Elaine Gibbs, and our own Marla Gibbs. Trouble Man, Robert Hooks, Lawrence Hilton Jacob, Ted Lange, Richard Lawson, Don Lewis, Roger Mosley, Judy Pace, Michael Schultz, Dwan Smith, Beverly Todd, our own Beverly Todd, Glenn Turman, Hal Williams, and ladies and gentlemen, Fred the Hammer Williamson. All right, what I'd like to do now is ask a few of the folks that are here to say a few words. Individuals that change the face of Hollywood, change the face of this country, individuals that change the face of this world. So I want to start off with an individual. When I spoke earlier about Black is Beautiful, and someone who on the screen showed the rest of the world that we as a people were beautiful. At this point in time, I'd like to bring up to the mic Miss Judy Pace. Give her a round of applause. I also was her daughter's first boss.
You did a good job.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone, or is it afternoon already? It's good morning. I am just so, how could I say, excited and just feel so blessed. And I want to thank the Honorable Herb Wesson and all of the brothers and sisters of the City Council for having this event for us. I think it is magnificent. And I just feel so, again, blessed that I am here with so many of my friends who were there in the 60s and the 70s, knocking down doors, kicking them in and holding them wide for everybody else to come through. I don't know if some of you here might not understand just how far this group pushed the film industry, pushed Hollywood. When I signed to Columbia Studios in 1963, there was only one other person of African descent on that whole lot. Wow. And his name was Joe. But that's what they called him, but his name was really Joseph. He was the shoeshine boy. Now, these people who are standing here with me changed that image on that lot. That's how far we came in the 60s to that whole era I refer to as the Black film renaissance of the 70s. I don't know what Black exploitation films are. Black film renaissance of the 70s. I feel so happy and so blessed that you're all here together, and we're all here together, all you fabulous ladies and all you handsome men. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Judy Pace. And now I'd like to bring up a friend of mine who spent a lot of her life not just acting, but really trying to reach and help kids in the community, Dawn Lewis. Let's give it up for Dawn.
Thank you, Council Member.
Hey, you're tall.
It is such an honor to be here. Growing up in the 70s, being inspired by all of these men and women that I am surrounded by, encouraged me and made me realize it was possible for me too. Why not me? If these amazing men and women can break down doors, if these amazing men and women can show me what it's like in the world to be me, then there's a chance for me. As the council member said, when you don't see yourself, you begin to wonder, well, where do I fit in? And it's not just the people that we saw in front of the camera, but you came to learn that there are people of color who write these stories. There are people of color who are directing these stories. And those fights were hard fought as well, because everyone thought they could tell our story better than us. They would hire us, but then put their spin on it and not really allow us to truly be who we really were. So slowly but surely, we began to write our own stories, direct our own stories, produce our own stories, and we still have a long way to go. but each of these men and women who inspired me as being hip and cool and trailblazers and troublemakers are now the sage, still salty and still ever so sexy parents and grandparents that we get to watch on shows today. I truly, truly thank Councilmember Wesson and Mr. Dawson, Councilmember Dawson and Councilmember Price for doing what they are doing to spearhead and make sure that we leave an imprint in this community, because there's still so much more to be done, and we are doing it as composers, as filmmakers, as actors, as directors, as writers, as producers. And I'm just so honored. I'm ready to cry. I am so honored to stand amongst this group of people that inspired me, that I am now blessed to call my friends. And I dare any one of you to think and not be willing to admit how much you have enjoyed their performances over the years as well. Whether it was watching the one brother on Love Boat mix drinks, you know, or somebody in a Western who is actually riding and roping Glenn Turman, who's not here.
Yeah.
You know, we're still having to say this is our first Emmy or this is our first Oscar. And in 2019, we shouldn't still be saying that. But you know what? Someone has to be first. And I'm surrounded now by some amazing firsts who, because of them, they are not the last. And I am forever grateful. So thank you all for celebrating us today.
Thank you. And another thing that occurred when we were making these African-American movies, we had phenomenal music. Award-winning music. We walked in to Rolls Royce's car wash, and and the next guy that I'm going to bring up to say a few words, you know, you remember there are only three things that's for sure: taxes, death, and trouble. That album. So now, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Trouble Man, Robert Hooks. Where did he go? There he is.
Hold on. Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, good afternoon. This is amazing. I feel ancient, but because I was back there in the 60s and the 70s. But one of the great things about something like this, that you've been responsible and the rest of the council people, is that it brings together a lot of friends, most of the people I know, but it also tells a story about actors, writers, directors, both male and female, who gave their all to make this industry, try to make this industry as colorful as possible. But let me just say this. We have a long way to go to get Hollywood together again. Hollywood, and you know, I'm happy about Black Panther. I think it's great. It's a wonderful film. Made Disney a whole lot of money. But there's a long way to go, folks. And I'm really happy to be here this morning, this afternoon, to see a lot of my friends. And I would hope that the Black Cinema event would be an annual event because it works. It brings these wonderful, wonderful actors and artists together. And I got to tell you, I'm feeling very, very good this afternoon, and I'm going to say a lot of things to my friends that I can't say on the microphone about the industry, about what they've given to the industry, the things that the artists that they've shared, their talents that they've shared, and they just have not really been working enough in this industry. They've not been recognized enough in this industry. And we have to change that. And we're here in Los Angeles, and if I have anything to do with it, there are going to be a whole lot more black movies in this town and black television series in this town. So thank you very much, Mr. President, and I appreciate what you're doing. And thank you, all my great friends and wonderful artists that came today. So thank you very much.
All right. Let's give it up for Robert Hooks. You know, back in the 60s, you didn't get a chance to turn on the television or go to the movies and see a brother in command. You know, you didn't get a chance to see a brother just beating the heck out of people. So it took a certain type of African American lead actor to just capture the screen. And I was watching a documentary, I think last year, about the next speaker. And I'm paraphrasing what he said. They asked him a question, and he said, well, these were my demands when I would make a movie. That I would be the star, that I would get the girl, and that I wouldn't get killed. Ladies and gentlemen, Fred the Hammer Williamson.
Thank you, thank you. Without a doubt, you will never see the Hammer die in a movie. It's in my contract. I have 3 rules. You can't kill me, I have to win my fights, and I get the girl at the end of the movie if I want her. Now, I give you 2 out of 3 of that. I know the 2 you're going to give me. The third one, getting the girl, you're not going to give me. But that's okay. You know, I've been black for 80 years. I didn't just discover I was black. I learned the hard way. But that hard way was motivational. Because if you want to inspire me, tell me that I can't do something. Don't be more intelligent about telling me I can't do it because of my color. Then I got to question your intelligence. Achieving goals, making social statements is not what I do. I'm into economical change. I showed Hollywood a whole market that they were missing. When I came in, I had a purpose, to be the hero. And the movies that I made, I certainly did that. My movies were not about get whitey. I killed black people, pink people, yellow people, white people. Made no difference. I wanted to be the last man standing. And what I did was to show Hollywood a whole market that they had been missing. A whole black audience that wouldn't come to their movies because they weren't seeing anything that inspired them or that they wanted to see. So they start inserting black actors and black actresses into the movies for economical reason, not to change the society socially, but it was making more money. You know, a $50 million movie now is making 45 instead of 60. Now it's making a lot more money. That was my purpose. That's my purpose that I continue to do because I have expanded my image to the European market. I'm as big in Europe as I am in America. That's on purpose because they told me that blacks don't sell in Europe. Now, I couldn't believe that. All the Italian, excuse my wife, all the Italian girlfriends and Spanish girlfriends I had. How are you going to tell me they don't like me in Europe? Okay? So I started making movies in Europe. I'm growing this stuff on my face here now because I'm going to Spain in 2 weeks to make an Italian Western. That's what I do. That's how I spread the power of being black. I'm only black when you tell me I'm black. I don't know that. You know, it took me a long time to learn that because I thought when I was walking down the street and when I was very young and passing neighborhoods, everybody looked at me because they thought I was cute. And I thought the same thing, but that's okay. So at 10 years old, check this out. At 10 years old, I became an entrepreneur. I took my lemonade stand 2 blocks from my house, which was where the white neighborhood was, put a lemonade stand there, and the guy came out and he says, "What are you doing?" "I'm selling lemonade." He said, "You can't do that." I says, "Why not?" "You just can't." This is a white guy. He says, "How much you selling?" I says, 5 cents a glass. He said, he gave me $1. He poured it on the ground. And I loved it. I laughed. Hey, that's a good thing. That was on Saturday. Every Saturday I came back. It was working good for me. Except 2 months later, I made a huge mistake. I was undressing at home, changing pants, and my little Texas wad roll fell out on the floor. All $12 rolled up in rubber bands. And my mother, now this is black mama back in the day. "Where'd you get that?" "You stole it." "No, Mama, I didn't steal it." "Yes, you did." "No, I didn't." You selling lemonade? You selling lemonade? Yes, ma'am. Where you selling it? Down the street. I told you not to go there and don't come back. Take that money and take it back. I went back to Mr. Charlie. I don't remember his name, so I'm going to call him Mr. Charlie. I gave him back his money. And I said, thank you, because my mama told me to give it back to you. We are growing. You can't stop us. You can't stop us because we make you money. And we don't cost as much as anybody else, that's for sure, because they don't pay us like everybody else. So we're making you money. So use me until you use me up, because pretty soon it's going to be too late, and I'm not going to need you. Thank you.
Okay, let's give a round of applause. Albert, where's the, I'm going to get, come on, jump in quick.
Mr. Wesson, there are members on the queue.
Oh, okay, well, let's let Don, one quick thing.
Just one quick thing. What I wanted to say was not only did these ladies and gentlemen inspire us to further our craft, each and every one of them has given back to the community. They inspire our young people through community programs, through nonprofit foundations, through educational programs, through cultural awareness programs. So yes, I'm making a pitch. If you hear from any of us, we don't need you to give us an acting job, but we can use your support in the efforts we are trying to make to lead and grow the next generation of young people to further believe in themselves. So please support us. We will continue to do our job and entertain you, but when it comes to lifting up our next generation, we just don't want to inspire them to be actors and writers, but to be community-minded citizens of excellence, of empowerment, of growth, higher educated, and be worthwhile not only to us here in Los Angeles, but to the country and the world. So thank you.
All right, Madam President, back to you. We're ready to.
Ms. Rodriguez?
Oh.
Thank you, Madam President. Mr. Wesson, Harris Dawson, and Mr. Price, thank you for this phenomenal presentation. And to all of you, my gosh, thank you for being part of what helped raise me. You know, I saw Marla Gibbs and I was just so excited. I don't know if my parents ever appreciated the sass mouthing you taught me when I was growing up, but I certainly do. Thank you for your incredible wit and talent, and my God, you do not age. You look phenomenal. But to have the spin-off in 227 as well, I watched you for so long, and I see Ted Lang from The Love Boat. I mean, you know, you were all such an important part of my youth. You know, I think about what's happening in Good Times and all of the shows that really helped to tell the stories that weren't being told about our diverse community. So I want to thank you for being in the struggle and to help it open the doors for so many others to come along. Thank you so very much for your work, and congratulations on this incredible honor. We appreciate having you here.
Okay, in fact, Babu, are you behind me? Well, here, Babu, I'm going to flip this back. You catch it. Now, anyway, it's the proclamation from the city of Los Angeles that declares this Blacks in Cinema Day. I want to present this to you. Let's give them a round of applause. Madam President, we're now going to go. Just let me say, we're going to go out on the bridge where thousands of people will go. I want each and every one of you to see it. We have a little bit of each one of your history. We have a trailers from like 40 different movies during the day that will constantly loop, and then we have some special surprises for you there as well. So one more round of applause, Blacks in Cinema Day. Hey, let's hit our exit music, our theme music. Oh, over here.
I thought that was the theme music.
Is it? That's the theme music. Okay, we'll go in the back. Current, lead the way. All right. Albert?
Follow you?
Darkest of night with the moon shining bright. There's a set going strong, a lot of things going on. The man of the hour has an air of great power. The dudes have envied him for so long. Oh, Superfly, you're gonna make your fortune by and by. But if you lose, don't ask no questions why. The only game you know is do or die. Hard to understand, but a hell of a man. This cat of the slum had a mind, wasn't dumb. But a weakness was shown, cause his hustle was wrong. His mind was his own, but the man lived alone. Ooh, Superfly, you're gonna make your fortune by and by. But if you lose, don't ask no questions why. The only game you know is do or die. The game he plays for kids. Hustling times in ghetto streets, trying to get over. That's what they're trying to do, y'all. Taking all that we can take. Gambling with the odds of fate. Trying to get over. Trying to get over. Trying to get over. Trying to get over. Ooh, Superfly. The aim of his role was to move a lot of blow. Ask him his dream, what does it mean? He wouldn't know. Can't be like the rest, is the most he'll confess. But the time's running out and there's no happiness. Ooh, Superfly, you're gonna make your fortune by and by. But if you lose, don't ask no questions why. The only game you know is do or die. Superfly.
Okay, members, we got to resume our council meeting. If I please can ask our guests to please exit to the right. Sergeants, can you please help me bring order back to the council chambers? Mr. Herman continues to clap in the back.
I was when I got to UCLA. He's good. He's good. He's okay, man. He's just, got his own lane.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and call multiple speakers.
You can grab that side, I'll grab this side.
Sergeants, can you please quiet the room down? Go ahead, Mr. Herman.
Hold on.
Followed by Mr. Previn.
Hold Herman. Hey, hold Herman back until I put the ropes up. Hold Herman back until I put the ropes up.
Can Mr. Herman come forward?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. All set. Thank you. Okay, will you move the ropes back there? Yeah.
Mr. Herman, you've got general public comment. You're also speaking on items 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go ahead.
And item 18, ma'am, it was held.
Item 18 is not subject to public comment. It was already held in committee.
So we all know Greg Smith, who was unofficially elected by Herman Jason Wesson to represent CD 12 for first consideration of Fallbrook Avenue, subject to the approval of not our hardworking mayor, but to deny protest and confirmation to the assessment for Government Code 53753, fuck Proposition 218, nigga. And then I go into item 2, bitch O'Farrell, CD 13, improvement and maintenance for some more bullshit of street lighting district that we don't approve because our infrastructure is more important than goddamn street lights, y'all. Then I go into item number 3 in CD 13, another bitch by the name of O'Farrell. Adopting accompanying orders, levying the fucking assessment, ordering the maintenance for above light district. But yeah, we got pimping going on in CD 13. Niggas are selling ass under the lights. Then I go into item number 4, CD 11 bonding. Where's the jackass? Where is the jackass regarding the so-called street lighting district, subject of the approval by what? Majority protest. I am the majority protest, fools. Don't you see that? And now we got item 18 up on a board. I see it then, nigga, attorney.
Mr. Herman, item 18 is not subject to
So
public
let
comment.
me finish in on item 4, fool, because I got you to answer me. To instruct the Bureau of Street Lighting to assure a white nigga like me have lights. Yeah. So I can pimp out your sister and your neighbor. And those street lights are not installed, but are removed immediately. So that I previously have installed the new street lights so white nigga Herman can shine like me. You all get it? What's up with this street lighting, fools? You got prostitution in the valley. You got prostitution under street lights. It needs to stop. It must stop. Because you see, y'all, when you shine the lights on a white nigga like me who can tell this city turning 42 USC.
Start us 1 minute.
Such a bunch of pricks on presentations, isn't that? Bunch of pricks. Well, yet African Americans are being racial profiled by fucking white LAPD cops in our community, nigga. That's what's wrong. Yet you celebrate some presentation of bullshit while goddamn liars in CHP are being paid overtime and not doing their job. More racial profiling, you white motherfuckers. I'm speaking on behalf of my brothers. And the only brother I know are the motherfuckers in handcuffs doing time for your crimes against so-called minorities, racial profiling, and violation of our constitutional civil rights. So fuck you, Mike Fuhr, and fuck the city of Los Angeles, and more so, fuck you, Herman Jason Wesson, and your fucking son and corruption.
Okay, next speaker, Mr. Eric Previn. Are you here? Eric Previn? Eric Previn is not here. Brenda Toss, are you here? Brenda Toss is not here. Ms. Flower, are you here? Patricia McAllister, are you here? Ms. McAllister, you're speaking on items 1 through 5 and general public comment. Go ahead.
Yes, I'd like to speak on the street lighting because that's all you have on the agenda for us to speak on. Everything else, I don't know what you're doing, but we need more street lighting because we have maybe 30,000 African Americans living on the street. And as you know, they are being beat, killed, and kidnapped and having their organs harvested and sent to Israel. So we need more lighting so that we can see them. We need more porta potties so that they don't have to go to the bathroom on the street. I got out of my car one day to go in the grocery store and stepped into some waste, human waste. So people are, and we do have the typhus disease going around in Los Angeles because of all these 5 million illegal aliens here, bringing it in from Mexico and other countries. So we need more lighting, street lighting, and I see you have about 3 or 4 districts here where you want to supply the street lighting, and I agree with that. We also need street lighting because the drug dealers are in the community selling drugs at that time of night when it's dark. And I've driven through some streets where it's just all dark. The only light they have is the lighting from the houses. So we need to make sure that all of our districts have housing because the illegal aliens do prey on the citizens at night. Now, as far as us having these items on the agenda, I think it's a waste of time. It's something we don't have to talk about street lighting. You have to have street lighting. We need homelessness on these agendas. And I don't see anything on this agenda about homelessness. We need to talk about that because 20,000 black people are living 3 blocks from here on Skid Row with their children. And I want to celebrate Black History Month by us working to get my people, black people, off of Skid Row. And none of you are doing a thing, including the 3 black council members here. Harris Dawson, Price, and Mr. Herb Wesson are doing nothing to get black people off the street. And you're working to get illegal aliens into this city we have here.
So, Ms. McAllister,
I think that
we've moved away
not
from
only do
street
we
lighting.
need, excuse me, not only do we need more street lighting, we need more policing on Skid Row. And we don't want the police to continue to kill them, you know. We want them to protect them. And we need more street lighting on Skid Row also. So I only see 3 communities here where they want more street lighting. We need more street lighting on Skid Row and in other areas, Herb Wesson's area, which is Lamert Park, where we have a few black people left because Herb Wesson is moving out the blacks and bringing in the whites and the illegal aliens. And he is not addressing that matter, and we need to hold him accountable. We don't need to be celebrating these black politicians when they're doing nothing to help their people. And they think that it won't happen to their children. Well, you just wait. Black, you're black.
So excuse me, let me, before we continue on, sorry, Ms. McAllister, Mr. Herman, you've been moving around constantly, holding up pieces of paper, tearing them. You've succeeded in distracting us and disrupting the meeting. Would you please stop it?
Ms. McAllister, you have your 1 minute of general public comment.
Okay, and this, my 1 minute, I'd like to talk about this agenda item here where you are giving refunds to some businesses. Alexis Incorporated, DJI Services, Barnett Business Services, and R. Riley. Now you've got a total of $533,000 that you're giving refunds. Now I did some research. These refunds were just requested a month ago, and they're getting $533,000 a month later? Come on now. And now when I did the research, it says nothing about what the refund is for, what they did to get it. Now I want this council is under FBI investigation. Everybody should know that. I want the FBI to investigate these new refunds because I think this is another way to funnel money into your pockets. You're going to give away $533,000 talking about they overpaid. Overpaid who? For what? When? Where? How? This is another scam. I want the FBI to look into this also. The mayor's under investigation, and this whole council and the mayor. And the mayor says he's not running for president. He can't run the city. How the heck he gonna run the country?
Ms. McAllister, thank you very much. Next speaker is Wade Holmes. Are you here? Wade Holmes. Mickey Jackson. Followed by Ms. Antonia Ramirez. You got your 1 minute of general public comment. Go ahead.
What about items 11 through 15?
15's already, we already satisfied general public comment for that item, and you only, I'm sorry,
Actually,
you're right,
if I could-
item 8. Item 8 in general public comment. 15, the public comment has already been satisfied.
Actually, Madam President, 7 through 27 we've satisfied the public comment on.
I stand corrected. The items you just signed up for, the public comment has already been satisfied, so you can go ahead and have your 1 minute of general public comment.
It's very cold. It's very rainy. I wouldn't like to be outside. I bet you wouldn't either when it's so cold and rainy. I'm basically asking for compassion here. We talk a lot. We don't really do a lot. We have no standards in our city for when bad weather happens, extra shelters open. There's no written standards. It's whimsical. Other cities have standards. I called last night, the 24-hour shelter. They were all full. It was raining. It was really cold. It's going to be 38 degrees tonight. It's going to be that cold a lot of next week. I look at the website. I call. I talk. Nobody has any provisions for anything. Please have some compassion for people. We need to open emergency shelters, school gymnasiums, and other things. This is a human disaster. We have many people dying who are homeless, and now we know why. You are also in the items. You are selectively declaring certain streets all over town to be unavailable for the homeless to park in. You need to provide a place for the homeless. You need to stop banning them and leaving them out in the cold.
Public comment is done. Thank you very much. Antonia Ramirez? So you also signed up for item number 8, and that item the public comment has already been satisfied, so you get your 1 minute of general public comment.
Okay, thank you very much. We need to fire the entire city clerk's office with the exception of one wonderful female, and that is Carol Richards. She does a phenomenal job. She has customer class and service and very hospitable to everybody. This morning at 10:45, between 10:45 and 10:49 a.m., I had an incident here at council chambers with a stupid Indian, a witch named Isabel. She's posting up a notice, and I'm asking her politely, "What's your name, please? What's your name?" She wouldn't answer me. Then comes a geriatric retired SOB who should have been out years ago, and that's AVOC. He handles the policies, he handles everything, but he handles no city council agendas. There are no council agendas out there, and there are no council agendas over the weekend. So we are never prepared because we don't have access to any council agendas until the last minute when we get here. And when we go to city clerk, they give us a wrong date. That's when Fabo said, called me out, you're not on the topic. Why wasn't I on the topic? Because I was reading the week before's agenda.
Thank you, Ms. Ramirez. Thank you I assure you, Mr. Avak is a kind man. Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, this concludes all. Ms. Ramirez, I need you to please not interrupt our meeting. Ms. Ramirez? Ms. Ramirez? Ms. Ramirez, you're interrupting our meeting. Okay, I'm going to ask you to leave. Sergeant, can you please escort Ms. Ramirez out of our council chamber? She continues to disrupt our meeting.
She does, and she's
No, you're not doing this back and forth, ma'am. Please do it as quietly as possible without disrupting this meeting.
Ms. Ramirez, you've been ordered to leave quietly. Please do so.
Madam Clerk, that concludes general public comment and public comment for all of our items. Let's go ahead and vote on items 1 through 5. Let's open the roll. Close the roll. And tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
Okay, thank you. Item 18, Mr. Kokorian.
Thank you very much, Madam President. I'd just like to move the Budget and Finance report, please, on item number 18.
And a second for the motion?
Okay, Mr. Buscaino seconds. go ahead and prepare to vote on that. Let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
Okay, Madam Clerk, what's before us?
Council has motions for posting and referral.
Posted and referred. Members, are there any announcements? Can we all please rise for adjourning motions? There any adjourning motions to my right? Seeing none, any other adjourning motions? Mr. Bonin.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, colleagues. I'd like to adjourn today in the memory of a guy who made a tremendous difference to hundreds, if not thousands, of students and scores, if not hundreds, of people recovering from drugs and alcohol. Brian Litwack, who was my first sponsor in 12-step programs, passed away at age 81 over the holidays at his retirement community in Tucson on December 21st. Brian was an amazing guy. He really made an impact on people in two different ways. One, through education. He was an LAUSD teacher, and two, through the role he played in helping people to get sober and turn their lives around. He was born in Detroit and moved here when he was 4. And when he was 9, his father died. And he immediately became surrogate dad to his 2 younger siblings. And his mom worked 13 hours a day. And he eventually worked himself through UCLA and then got a degree in education and then further degrees at Cal State Northridge. And he became a teacher in LAUSD in 1961. And he bounced around to a number of schools, and then he landed at what was then Brentwood Elementary School in 1968. And he discovered there that there were a whole bunch of kids who were highly gifted, but what he called non-achievers. So he worked with a couple other people, and he created this program for highly gifted non-achievers, 5th and 6th graders. And his Facebook wall is adorned with posts from people who talk about the difference he made in their lives, how they didn't realize they were learning because they were having so much fun. He taught history and math and literature and English, and was one of those teachers that people still remember 40 years later and talk about. He later then was instrumental in getting what was then Brentwood Elementary School turned into Brentwood Science Magnet, because he was disturbed by the fact that the school was pretty much all white and he wanted to diversify it. So he helped turn it into a magnet school with the help of a woman named Sharon Robinson, who was the principal, who now works for Dr. McKenna. And he retired in 1995, and that's when I met him. He was 14 years sober when I was a newcomer and wandered into the rooms, and I was scared and lonely and confused and my eyes down, and one of the first things you do when you get sober is they tell you got to find a sponsor. And I looked around the room, and I thought I needed a lot of discipline, so I picked the guy who I thought was the toughest, strictest, meanest guy in the room. If you ever remember the TV show Our House, the character of Wilford Brimley, this gruff, mustachioed bear of a man, that's kind of what Brian looked like. And he often referred to himself as the angriest man in 12 Steps. And truth be told, though, he was just a teddy bear. He was one of the warmest, most open and loving guys in the world. And I don't know that I certainly wouldn't be here, and I don't know that I'd be alive today if it weren't for him and the role he played in guiding me through those tough and early years. He threw himself into recovery and making sure that there was a safe place for others to recover. And he brought to that process the same love for people and for teaching and for sharing information and for educating people as he did as an LAUSD teacher. He was an amazing man. He got sick and moved about 14 years ago to Tucson, where he was in a convalescent home. He was the victim of elder abuse and theft from a relative of his, and found out he didn't have a lot of money left in his final years. But he made the most of it, stayed sober, became an instrumental member of the Handmaker convalescent home in Tucson, co-edited their newsletter, did an orientation every couple months for people, the new employees there, and was just an amazing, incredible guy. And I'm hearing from so many people whose lives he touched. So we're going to be doing a memorial for Brian on Saturday the 16th at 10 a.m. At Venice Beach, and there will be people from the sober community and former teachers and plenty of former students there to celebrate the life of a really amazing guy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bonin. Any other adjourning motions? Seeing none, our meeting is adjourned.
Wilmington and San Pedro have always been the gateway to Catalina since back in the late 1800s. My father, myself, and a friend of mine started Catalina Express.